Well, hello everyone, I'm Darth Browner, and welcome to a very special Smash Brothers themed video with me and my good buddy Cakeeforme23. We're going to discuss our favourite characters. So to kick things off, Roy from the Fire Emblem series. I'm going to be doing my characters first, and then Cakeeforme23 is going to be doing his. So yeah, Roy is one of my favourites. He's got a pretty cool design. I enjoyed playing with him in Melee, so I was really happy to see him come back in Smash Bros. Wii U. He is coming back for Ultimate, as all the characters are coming back for Ultimate. What do I like about Roy? His attacks pack one hell of a punch, and they are pretty devastating when they connect. You have to get up close and personal a bit too much, that's my only gripe, but you can overlook that if you know how to use Roy. But what I also like is not only does he look pretty awesome, but in addition, he's kind of like having an old favourite back, because I used him quite a lot in Melee. And his final smash is, if used properly, it's pretty damn devastating. Just grab that smash ball, hopefully. Yeah, you just watch that smash now. And the next character for me is Bowser Jr. Bowser Jr. has quite a varied moveset. And not only that, but it's really cool to see him in Smash. His attack's quite goofy as well. I mean, licking an opponent with his clown car. And the cannon blast attack's pretty cool. As is the aerial attack. That does propel you quite high. But you gotta be wary though, because if you're not careful, you can plummet to your doom. So Bowser Jr. is one of those characters I've always found can take some time to master, but when you master him, he's perfect. And I also love the boxing gloves when you attack and the drills. They're little things, but it's those little things that add up which kind of make me like Bowser Jr. even more, to be honest with you. I'm not doing too brilliant anything, but that's beside the point. But I also like to say as well is that his final smash is pretty awesome. It's one of my favourite ones in the game. Throwback to Super Mario Sunshine, as you can see with being Shadow Mario and getting caught in that cross can prove pretty dangerous. But as costume changes, you can effectively play as the Koopalings, all with their own individual personalities, which is a massive, massive attraction for me, because I'm a huge fan of the Koopalings, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, I love Bowser Jr. for that reason, if I'm being honest with you. The fact that the Koopalings, even though it's just a palette swap, are in the game as well as Bowser Jr. The whole party's here, so to speak. And it can be pretty chaotic. So Bowser Jr. can pack quite the punch. Link is next on my list, with a repertoire of moves from the previous Zelda games. Link is quite a versatile fighter and very cool one for beginners as well, because to be honest with you, it doesn't take long to master Link. Link is pretty much an easy and pick up and play one. His final smash is pretty funky as well, you've got to admit. And the next one on my list is Greninja, my favourite Gen 6 Pokemon, to be honest with you. So seeing him go to toe with the likes of Charizard is pretty damn sweet. Greninja's pretty nippy on his feet, and yeah, not the heaviest of fighters or the strongest, but it would take a long time to try and catch Greninja, to be quite fair. And he has got some pretty cool water-based attacks, like his water shuriken and the various kicks as well. And when Greninja dashes, so he's quite tricky to hit, and certainly one of my more favourite Pokemon to use in the game. But it's when you get to that final smash, oh my days, you will love that final smash. It is pure and utter badassery, as poor old Charizard here is about to find out. That cool moonlit background, how sweet is that? And quite devastating as well. Duck Hunt Duo is one of those what the hell characters. When Duck Hunt Duo was announced, I was like, oh, right, okay, this will be interesting, and interesting it certainly is. You can summon oil cans to attack the enemies and control like direction as well. The aerial attack is probably one of the best in the game. You can really hit those heights. But Duck Hunt Duo is a strange one. It's one of the strangest characters in the series, and that's why I like it, because it is a strange combination, but one that works pretty damn well if you ask me. So that's probably why I quite like Duck Hunt Duo quite a lot, and it's a throwback to Duck Hunt, one of the earliest NES games around. So for me, it's a massive draw, and the final smash brings us back to Hogan's Alley with some ducks thrown in as well. Now my very favourite character, for those that know me, you know who it's going to be. Oh yes, I couldn't do a video without mentioning Mega Man, could I now? Where to begin with Mega Man? Mega Man's quick, varied attacks that have been borrowed from previous Robot Masters. It's awesome seeing Mega Man just go toe to toe with Mario, and the attacks themselves, they pack a lot of damage. And you got Rush as well, is the aerial attack. Just love Mega Man for my most used character. And the final smash is my favourite one in the entire game, summoning all the various Mega Mans of the past. But that's about it from me pretty much, because we're going to go straight on to Cakeeforme23's, so you'll find out what his favourite characters are in just a second. So over to you, dude. I'll leave it all up to you now, man.
Hey there guys, I'm Cakeeforme23, and these are my favourite characters and thoughts on Smash Bros for the Wii U. First of all, I just want to say huge thanks to Darth Browner for reaching out for this collab. I've known him for a while and been watching his videos, so it's really cool to actually get to be in one. But anyway, without further ado guys, let's get started. I just wanted to start by taking a brief look at the roster. First of all, we of course have all the classic characters like Mario and Donkey Kong, got some Pokemon characters as well. You see some new additions there as well, like Palutena, Lucina and Bayonetta, so those would be really fun characters to get to try out as well. Taking a look at Nintendo's frontrunner to start, Mario has a nice variety of taunts and moves throwing back to Sunshine, and of course you have the classic Fire Flower power up as well. You can tell by far I'm not the best Smash Bros player, but Mario is a fun character to start off this list with. So next is Mario's lanky and lovable brother Luigi. Playing with Luigi was really fun, although it was a little bit more difficult to control, as he usually is. But once you get the hang of him, you'll be flutter kicking your opponents and diving them off the screen in no time. Of course we can't talk about Mario and Luigi without talking about Mario's favourite damsel in distress, only this time she's more than prepared to take on her opponents. Peach does some really fun moves like hip attacks and using toads and radishes against her opponents, as well as useful moves like being able to glide for a few seconds, which is really handy if you find yourself knocked off the stage. Now possibly my favourite character out of the whole roster of course is Link. Link has some really fun taunts and his sword skills are both really fun to play with and deal some considerable damage to opponents, not to mention his smash move is awesome to see, which you can just about catch at the end of the video there. Now 2 Link is not quite as serious as the other version of Link, but just as fun to play with. You get to use the boomerang and he has a hook shot as well, so the hero of Wind will surely blow away the competition, provided you're better than me at Smash Bros anyway. Playing as Bowser was one of my favourite matches so far, especially being up against Wario in this scenario. It was really funny to see the two bad guys beating each other up, especially with Bowser using a gun against Wario, kind of like a gangster. Definitely one of my favourite matches so far. One thing I like about Smash Bros on the Wii U is how quickly you get to unlock new characters and expand the already large roster. I mean, starting from scratch, I had already unlocked 3 new characters by the time I finished making this video, so that gives you an idea of how easy it is to unlock stuff in this game. My favourite character I've unlocked so far is definitely Wario. You get to use his bike, which is a really cool feature, and he packs some definitely powerful punches as well, making him definitely the go-to bad guy for me. Next is everyone's favourite pink ball of fluff with an insatiable appetite. Kirby is as fun as ever, gobbling up people left and right, taking their powers to use right back at them. One of Kirby's best attributes though is his ability to fly, which is super handy when you get knocked off the screen and need to get back on the platform, or if you need to avoid some attacks for a few seconds. Next, Meta Knight, another great character to play as, with some equally great moves. He has like a drilling move, which is really cool. I ended up using that quite a lot, as you can see when I was trying to explore his moveset. He can also fly as well, although not quite as well as Kirby. Next is Fox, who has a decent range of attacks, like his laser gun, and he has a cool fire attack thing that seems quite useful. One thing I found annoying about Fox though is also something that could be quite useful if you know how to use it properly. He has like this dash attack that basically teleports him across the stage, which is annoying when you're smashing buttons trying to attack your opponents, but it's quite useful if you know how to avoid attacks with it. Next is Little Mac. Now, this is the first time I've used Little Mac and he was insane. His punches are ridiculously strong, nothing flashy, but definitely packs a punch. Definitely a good choice for close range combat, but he doesn't have any longer range attacks. But if you can get close enough, you can fairly easily knock your opponent off the stage. It's also worth noting at the end there, his special move basically turns him into the Hulk, so I wouldn't want to find myself on his bad side, that's for sure anyway. And of course I couldn't come onto Darth Browner's channel without talking about Mega Man. He was another super fun character. He's really good at, for long range attacks. As you can see, he has a laser gun arm thing, and he has an even bigger charged up version of that as well. I haven't played much Mega Man, but he's a really fun character and he's adorable. Just look at him. Anyway guys, that's it from me. So thanks again to Darth Browner for having me on your channel, and if you like my section of the video guys, there's plenty more on my channel, so come on down and check it out. See you in the next one guys.
Thank you so much for your awesome contribution, Cakeeforme23. Now if you don't forget to check out both our respective channels, our Instagram pages, our Twitter and our Facebook pages. We've had a lot of fun recording our little sections. We hope you've enjoyed watching. This has been Darth Browner, and on behalf of me and Cakeeforme23, thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and be sure to check us out on our various media platforms.